So video number 2 on what I believe that even though we see bad times on the horizon and it doesn't look good and it looks like we're moving towards socialism, the government is infringing upon our rights, that we can't get overwhelmed by it, and we got to take time out to enjoy our life. We got to spend some time with our family. We got to enjoy our lives. We got to insert ourselves into the tapestry of life and enjoy living, because that comment I made earlier about endurance, you're not going to be able to endure for years and years under these conditions if you are overwhelmed or you allow yourself to become so upset and so angry about all this stuff. Yes, we should do our part. Yes, we should get angry. Yes, we should slam our fist on the table, and yes, we should point out evil when we see it and point out wrong when we see it, but we can't allow it to consume our heart, and we can't allow it to stop us from enjoying the life that we live. Okay? I believe that all forms of racism are ignorant and stupid and should be condemned at every time we see anything like that. That is so stupid and ignorant. And I believe this body is just a vessel. And I have American Indian blood in me and I have Norwegian blood in me. But the fact that this body that I call my vessel was painted white when I came out on the earth, I got no credit for that. It isn't like I chose that. And so when people speak about what past cultures have done, it's like talking about a football team. It's the same thing as me talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Well, did I help throw the pass? Did I help catch the ball? Did I help kick the football? Did I do anything for that? No, I didn't do anything, right? I can only be held accountable, and I can only receive credit for things that I do in my life, and I can only be punished for things that I do in my life. But for anything that previous white people did, or previous, whether it be good or whether it be bad, I don't get any credit from it, and you don't take credit away from me for anything that they did. I'm responsible for my own life, just as like all of us are responsible for our own life. And when you hear people try to divide us on race, and they say this people did this or this, that's bull crap, okay? It's so ignorant and it's so stupid, right? And we are responsible as individuals for our life. It doesn't matter the color of our skin, obviously. And if anybody believes that, I don't even know what to say. I don't come across a lot of that in my life. I just don't see it. I work for a big multinational company. We work with people of every race and color. Even when my family gets together on Easter or Christmas, it just doesn't come up. And I don't see a lot of that. And I think hopefully we've made a lot of progress. I'm sure there's some of it out there, and I just don't see it. But I'm going to speak out about it. It needs to be clear, because we cannot have anybody use that to divide us. And a lot of times I'll go to YouTube website and I see all this anti-Muslim stuff and anti-Arabic, and man, some of my best friends are Muslim, and I have read the Quran, and I've read the Bible, and I've read about the life of Muhammad. I'm not a Muslim myself, but I have read it just to kind of familiarize myself with their beliefs. And I'm telling you that most people of Arabic descent and of Muslim religion or Islamic religion just want to be left alone. They are God-fearing people. They just want to be left alone. They love their families, and they want to pursue happiness just like we do. And so when you broad brush, all these, and you make all these stupid statements about, the Muslims over here and the Arabics, you got to think of, these are common, everyday people that just love life and are glad to, have the opportunity to live their life. And we just be careful about broad brushing anybody is all I got to say. Some of the websites I see are disgusting, and I got to leave them. Anyway, let's don't let the leaders of the different cultures pit us against one another. Let's don't let that happen. Let's put aside our petty differences. And if you believe man should be free, and if you believe man should be independent, then I consider you a brother or sister of mine, and I'm willing to lock arms with you and participate in this fight. That's what I got to say about that. I believe if you are not making mistakes, then you are not progressing, okay? That's what I believe about that. You're going to make some mistakes. I'm going to make some mistakes. But you have to be willing to learn from those mistakes, obviously. Okay, I'm gonna say a thing about friends. I believe a friend worth having is a friend worth dying for. And I'm not talking about YouTube friends, and I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not talking about any of that crap. I'm talking about friends in your real life. If you could, remember that thing in Indiana Jones where he shows all the chalices? I think it's called chalices, where all the cups, and the guy has to choose wisely the cup of Christ. And it was the carpenter's cup. They had all the gold cups and silvers and the rubies and the gems. But it was the cup in the back that was kind of like a carpenter's wooden cup. you choose your friends wisely. Okay, you choose your friends very wisely, because that's a friend worth having is a friend worth dying for, and I truly believe that. Now I'm going to say something to the younger folks as well about choosing your wife, or if you're a sister out there, or a female, I'm talking about choosing your husband. You choose your mate wisely, right? Don't just choose what turns you on, whether it be looks, or the fact that the man makes a lot of money, or the fact that the woman's very good looking. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with your common beliefs, with whether you share common values. And don't think about it from the perspective of, is this the right person for me? Which, that is something that has to be considered. But consider it from the perspective of, is this the right person that I want to raise my child? Right? If you're a man, think about it from, is this the woman that I want to raise my child? If you're a woman, is this a man that shares you common beliefs and your common values, that you would think he's the right person to raise your child? So choosing a mate is a very important thing. And I love my wife, and I got lucky. But for young people out there that are, starting out their life, and they may have a tendency to, pick somebody because of the wrong reasons, man, I would offer as a little bit of advice, like the guy did before the cups: choose wisely. Right? That's all I got to say about that. I believe that when life kicks you in the teeth, after you've worked your whole life to do something, and it just gets destroyed in a day or even less, I believe you get back up and you give life your best anyway, right? It's not about what you accomplish on this life. It's about the lessons that we learn. We're all going to wind up in the same place eventually. We're all going to go through this thing called death. And you want to have been proud of the actions and the decisions and the method in which you lived your life. So do your best. Always do your best. It's a Boy Scout motto: do your best. And just do things in such a way that when you look back on them, which we all will. Atheists don't believe that, right? Atheists don't believe that there's any looking back after this life. They believe when they put you in the ground, it's over with. And I've heard of these videos that say atheists are just as moral and ethical as God-fearing people. Maybe that's true for some atheists, but I would offer that it's a very rare man indeed who will not take advantage of his brother if he thinks he will not get caught. And that an atheist who doesn't believe in God, who doesn't believe in a hereafter, maybe not you, I'm not saying you as a specific atheist, but the atheist in general, they will take advantage of their brother because they don't think they're going to get caught, and they don't think there's any hereafter. So you get this mentality in society, when a society is dominated by atheism, that everybody's trying to get away with as much as they can without getting caught. And you may say I'm wrong on that. I don't care. That's the way I believe about it. I'm willing to learn and change my opinion, but I think that's pretty evident that when a society of atheists get together, they try to get away with whatever they can, and I think that's what's going on in our Congress. They're trying to get away with whatever they can, and they don't think there's any ethical judgment in the hereafter. And anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit trail, but that's what I believe about that. I believe we all should be critical thinkers. We all got to think for ourselves. We don't just blindly follow anyone. I believe the United Nations is bullcrap, and I don't think the United States should participate in the United Nations. I think global warming is a hoax. I think we should be extra special nice to those that are battling or have survived cancer. Okay? I do believe that. I believe that we should all have an exercise routine, not just for physical working out and to help our bodies, but it's also good mentally. And just find some time to do a cardiovascular exercise. I don't care if it's running 1 mile or running 2 miles. Find some time to do something every day that's going to help you, have a better physical body as well as it helps you mentally. And I'm kind of an old fart here. If there's a young person watching this, please try to develop a sort of a cardiovascular routine. I mean, it's going to tremendously impact you in a negative way if you don't get out and get some exercise in your life. Hopefully I can finish this up in 3 videos.